10年の時を経て第5次聖杯戦争が始まる。フェイトステイナイトレアルタヌマ発売。
Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Fate Grand Order. We are finishing the murder at the Kogetsukan today because, well, we need to. I hope the voting period is still open because I'm a bad boy who sometimes is not able to. Okay, so it says we can do it. Okay, good. Okay. Anyways, let's grab these. I will enjoy all these Saint Quartz because I need them. I do. I've actually been grinding out quite a bit. If we go over to my Enhance, I've been getting a good number of these, mostly because one of the parts of the 100, or was it 10 million? 10 million, that's the number. The 10 million campaign is that there's a higher chance of getting the getting a great success, right? Or super success. So I thought, yeah, let's do that. Okay. Wow, there's actually way more than I thought, huh? Okay. So we got like one battle left. Okay. Well, no strange foreigners must figure in the story. Well, hey, that's a glass of Fate Stay Night. Actually, speaking of, well, I don't even know if it's speaking of, but I downloaded, because someone made a PDF. I downloaded the first book of Fate Requiem, being a new novel that is, I think, getting an event in Japan. So it has its own whole set of stuff. I've seen many posts on my Twitter about it, so I said, yeah, I'll download it. I don't know if I can read it yet. I don't know if it's separate from what I look. It looks separate, but I'm not sure. So, okay. What is it? Do you have any idea what time it is? I was having a really good dream, you know. Oh, thank goodness you're all right. You big dummy. You always overreact, but since I'm up now, why did you think I was gonna die? Now I see. You think someone here wants to put an end to the engagement. I don't think there's anything to worry about, though. I mean, if our families don't join forces, then they go down fighting each other or end up falling victim to some outside power. Everyone here knows that. That's why even Morris is going along with this. So you don't think there'll be more murders? I don't think so anyway. I mean, what would be the point? But we can't rest easy just yet. We should go check on Chris, too, just to be sure. Just give me a moment to freshen up. Okay. Oh, morning. Where are you two off to so early? If you're here for breakfast, I'm afraid it isn't ready. We just wanted to check in on Chris. Man, what a lucky guy he is. I wish I had a beautiful girl to wake me up. Anyway, that works out nicely. I was just wondering when he'd be getting up. I could use his help with some chores, but I didn't want to have to wake him up. I mean, he is going to be an important client of ours soon. Well then, let's all go wake him up together. Are we going to walk in and he's murdered? I think this was his room, right? Good morning, Chris. Are you up yet? No answer. Is Chris not a morning person or something? Aw, Chris is super murdered. That shouldn't be an issue. He's been trained to wake up if he hears anything suspicious. That's strange. Then why would... Wait. Why is his door unlocked? Oh, dang. Wait, whoa. What does that say? He wrote something in his blood. It's Danganronpa. Does that say May? Yam? He's dead. Okay, that looks like an M. Oh no, it's M-O-R. Morris. More? Why would he say that? Huh? Chris? No, he can't be. He's definitely gone. His body's already cold. I guess he died sometime around midnight. I'll go get Dr. Hawthorne. I want to get his autopsy over and done with before anyone else shows up. Dang, double murder. We're popping off.
Alright, I just did a quick autopsy. I didn't see any major injuries, but I did find 3 small wounds. See that red spot on his right hand? It's a puncture wound, likely made by a needle. If the killer used a poison like, say, wolfsbane, it would only take a single prick to paralyze the victim. The other red spot on his hand is likely a second needle prick, just to be certain he didn't survive. At this point, I can't say what kind of poison was used, but if 2 small wounds were enough to kill him, it must have been very strong stuff.
Then why does he have a 3rd wound?
Oh, I don't believe it's directly connected to his death. Take a look at the tip of his index finger.
It looks like there's a little blood on it. Where did that injury come from?
It would seem he bit his finger himself so as to use his blood to write a message on the floor.
M-O-R. I think it says more?
That's what it looks like to me too, though I don't know what it could mean.
Well, mort is French for death, but I can't imagine why he would write that while he was dying. Wow. Wow, really? That's what you're going with, huh? Not the very obvious Morris? More. I wonder if... What is it, Wu?
Nothing, just thinking out loud. Chris can hold his own in a fight. He'd never let someone else get the better of him that easily. That assumes this was a fight. What if he merely shook the killer's hand? If our culprit had palmed a poison needle, or the like, a simple handshake could be fatal.
Wu? It might be kind of rude for me to ask, but... What is it?
Go ahead. I won't be offended.
Well, whoever killed Chris must have been someone he knew well enough to let his guard down, right? On top of that, someone experienced enough to kill cleanly and quietly. You're the first one who comes to mind.
Now I gotcha. You're not wrong. Well, let me show you something else then.
Hup! Sorry, did you just shadow clone jutsu? How did you do that?
It's an illusion. All I'm doing is moving fast enough that you can only see the after images.
What? Wait, I thought this was taking place in a very clear, simple reality. This dude's an actual ninja? I have to move this fast. I'm gonna see to everyone's needs. If you can do that, what can't you do? Now I feel silly for thinking of alibis.
It's true, there's pretty much nothing I can't do. I probably shouldn't say this in front of guests, but if I wanted to, I could kill everyone here in about the time it'd take you to snap your fingers.
Oh, he could Thanos us.
Oh my. Oh, but don't worry, I wouldn't actually do that. I gave up the assassination business a long time ago. But I'll certainly say this much. I didn't kill Chris. If I was gonna kill him, I wouldn't have done it like this. Giving him the time to write the message is an amateur move.
Good point. I believe you, Wu.
Thanks, Miss Juliet. Huh? Looks like Chris left another message. Take a look at this.
A pocket watch? It looks pretty old.
It is. Sis gave it to him. He polished it every day. Always made sure it was in good working order, too. It stopped at 11:25 though, when the glass is cracked. It looks like it's broken.
Right. Chris took really good care of it, so there's no chance of it just randomly broken last night. Especially since it was built to last.
I bet anything he broke it himself on purpose.
To tell whoever found him at the time he met with the killer?
Exactly.
So that would mean he met with the killer in this room a little before 11:25 last night?
That'd be my guess. If the killer had killed him somewhere else and moved the body here, I'd have noticed that happening. That will make everyone's alibis important to figuring out who our killer is. For my part, I was playing poker with Aaron, Adamska, and Anne last night. We started around 10 o'clock and kept going until about 3 in the morning. We did take a few short breaks, but nobody left the room for long.
It was a damn good game. I stuck around to watch till midnight myself. I haven't seen Sis that fired up in a long time. I was in my room with my sister around that time last night. Does that count, even though we're family?
Counts in my book, and I'm not just saying that because you believed in me when I said I didn't kill Chris. You really seem to be telling the truth.
Oh, come to think of it, you got an alibi for that time of night too, Tanner.
You were already completely passed out.
How did you know that? Oh, that's easy. Our poker game was in the room next to yours. Hard not to hear you snoring. But I'll leave the alibi stuff to you. You're a detective now, right? I hate thinking up alibis and that sort of thing. Okay, so I'm gonna... You know what? Considering I actually need to solve this case, I'm gonna open up a notepad and write some of this down. So I'm gonna do that. So, let's see here. So, Woo in parlor with Anne Adamska, and there was one more. Okay, there was someone else who they were with, I forget. So then Juliet was with her sister, whose name I'm forgetting. No, okay, well, we'll continue. I know I said there's nothing I can't do, but that's not strictly true. I'm useless with riddles. All the things I can do, and none of it's going to help Chris now, so Chris is dead. Please, Tanner. Okay, you've got to find whoever did this to him. Give it my best shot. Good choice of words. I have every confidence in you. Anyway, enough chit-chat. We should round up everyone and tell them what happened. Okay, Now, is there a chance it's by a different person? I don't know. Probably not. By the time we got to Chris's room, it was already too late. Eva. Oh no, poor Chris. Aaron. Aaron was also playing poker, yeah. It was all the A's.
Where's Anne? I don't see her anywhere.
She's carrying Chris down to the basement, which is serving as our mortuary for now, I guess. She said she wanted to at least do that much for him herself.
I see. Then Chris really is dead. And just when I've named him my successor, what terrible timing.
Why are you looking at me like that? You think I'm the one who killed him? Well, what's your alibi? Well, I didn't. I was putting Lori to bed. You have to believe me. Okay, so... Dorothy put Lori to bed. Okay. Please calm down, Miss Dorothy. As it turns out, Chris managed to write down more right before he died. He didn't get to finish his message, but it still seems more than likely it's a clue as to who killed him. And there is someone whose name starts with Moore here, isn't there? Moore? You don't mean Morris? Okay, so Harriet. Juliet was with Harriet. Okay. Dorothy put Lori to bed. I'm going to write down also M-O-R. Now that could mean something else. I hope it means something else. I don't see how it could be anyone else.
So you're saying Morris killed Chris, is that it?
I'm just saying it's possible. He might still be hiding outside somewhere. I hope I haven't offended you.
Not at all. It's the best news I've heard since we left on this trip. As long as Morris is alive, the Goldie family still has a bright future. Are you listening, Morris? Come out now and I'll hire you the best lawyer money can buy.
Honey, he's taking this pretty hard, isn't he? At any rate, we're going to start running things around here to ensure there aren't any more mistakes. That doesn't mean we're going to start locking you up in your rooms or anything, but if you want to stay alive, I'm going to ask that you follow our instructions as much as possible. Hey, Tanner, please don't die, okay? I have that card. I have that card physically. Oh, hello, Tanner. Can I ask why you're dressed like that? I just wanted to go for a little swim since we came all the way to this lovely resort and all. I doubt Woo would approve though, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. By the way, did anything unusual happen around bedtime last night, Miss Violet? Miss Violet? Well, that's a strange question. No, Mother turned in early last night. I think it must have been around 10, maybe 11. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact time. Okay. So... Eva in bed 10 or 11. Okay. Oh, I just had a lovely idea. We could all go for a swim. That way Woo could keep an eye on us. I'll go suggest it to him right now. I hope you can join us, Tanner. Dang, miss your bobbies. I'm glad we could come to an agreement.
Likewise, I too would be tremendously grateful for such a resolution. Thank you for coming with me to this. Coming to me with this, rather. Too, thank you for being such a good friend to Juliet. You must think I'm a terrible excuse for a father, offering my own daughter in a political marriage.
I'm sure you have your reasons.
It's okay. It's the truth. And while we're on the subject, I'll admit I'm a terrible leader too. I'm a coward. But it's because I'm a coward that I can tell which way the wind is blowing. I saw that if I didn't do something, the Violet family would have no future whatsoever. If we didn't suffer heavy losses in an all-out war with the Goldie family, we would only end up falling prey to a powerful enemy from elsewhere. That's why I came to the conclusion that an alliance with the Goldie family was our only option for survival. I never had anything going for me besides my family name. I was never cut out for this world. I was just lucky enough to receive an offer for an arranged marriage with the Violet family's daughter. I was intoxicated by her beauty at first sight, and it wasn't long until we were married. What?
Oh, I see. Okay. I was confused, because I was like, wait, what? But aren't you? No, okay, yeah.
I thought there was nothing I couldn't do as long as it would make her happy. That was what let me do my best at a job that was frankly beyond me for the next 20 years. But now I'm the head of the whole Violet family. I have to think about what's best for my children and for my subordinates. My wife was against this idea, but for once I went against her wishes, especially since Juliet agreed to go ahead with it.
You mean because you knew she wouldn't say no?
You really do know her well. I'm actually relieved. As it turns out, Dorothy just came to me with an interesting proposition. If Aaron agrees to it, it should solve all our problems. But then, I guess there isn't much point in telling you about this. Just forget I said anything. The point is, if all goes well, Juliet will be free. I'm sure you want that as much as I do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to think of a way to convince Aaron.
There you are. Where have you been all this time? Just gathering info. Oh, okay. Well, you shouldn't have to do that alone. I'll go with you.
Miss Juliet does a convincing job of playing stoic, but she was really worried about you.
You didn't need to tell them that.
I just remembered. Miss Eva suggested we all go to the beach after we've had lunch.
Well, I guess we could use a breather, given the circumstances.
I'll go ahead and whip up something for lunch now.
I should fall back asleep and go to Chaldea for a bit.
Hey, you're looking kind of drowsy. Go ahead and catch some Z's if you want. I'll make sure to wake you up. Feel free to stretch out on that sofa over there.
It's a good thing there's beds everywhere. Else we'd be screwed. Welcome back, Senpai. What happened over there? Chris too? That's awful. What's up, Holmes?
Oh, it's nothing of import. I was just thinking about what all these alibis could mean. Oh, do stop beating around the bush, would you? If you don't know the answer, just say so. Well, at least I've finally found a way to get you to pipe down. By the way, is this Wu person foreign?
Come to think of it, I think one of the commandments in Nox's Decalogue was, no mysterious foreigner must figure into the story. I'm sorry, what in tarnation is Nox's Decalogue? I thought it was like some... Okay, so Nox's Decalogue. Father Nox's Decalogue, the 10 rules of the golden age of detective fiction. Monsignor Ronald A. Knox was a British clergyman, editor, literary critic, humorist, and detective story writer who himself laid out nicely, with a gentle wit, the 10 rules that guided detective fiction in its so-called golden age. They appeared in the preface to Best of Detective Stories 1928 to 1929, which Knox edited. I think he was mostly joking. Coincidentally, in the 80s, I think it was, so then it goes to the rules, which are all the titles. Joseph Sklodowski wrote a mystery called The Sins of Father Knox, which set out to deliberately break all these rules. Not that everyone had been gleefully breaking them along the way. Interesting. Okay. Oh my god, okay, so... I just want you to know that this chapter is actually called, in the original one is No Chinaman Must Figure in the Story. They changed it to foreigner because, you know, A, fate pun, and B, we don't really use the word Chinaman anymore. Does that have anything to do with this case?
This may be hard for you to believe, having grown up in this modern era. During the golden age of detective fiction, some people believed quite fervently that foreigners held mysterious powers. I have no way of knowing what Knox may have truly meant by that maxim, but thinking conventionally, I would think it means not to rely on beings with unknown abilities, foreign or otherwise, to connect your story's dots.
In that sense, we can take Wu at his word and strike him from the list of suspects. No bland, uninspired case where just about anything goes would ever fall into the lap of a detective such as myself, okay? So, I'm gonna put in big words. Not Wu. Oh, I can't control B on this notepad. Not Wu. Okay, we know for sure, because he is a mysterious foreigner. That's true. A mystery relying on cheap tricks and bizarre gimmicks isn't really something anyone would enjoy solving, is it?
Though I will say I had a number of foreign connections myself.
Would you mind bragging about your connections in the East End another time? At any rate, I'd like to focus on Chris's dying message. You mean the more he wrote in his own blood? Indeed, I can certainly understand wishing to leave behind an accusation of one's killer once death is certain. But we do not yet have enough information to be certain that Morris is what he meant to write. Though it is only 6 letters, that may have been too much to write out while he was at death's door. I guess so. I know if I was a murder victim, I might try to write some hint as to the killer's identity. But does that mean you've already figured out what the message really means then, Holmes? Could it mean just more, as in like there will be more? I may have a hypothesis, but there would be little point in voicing it now.
Would that be because you lack confidence in it, or because of what you suspect still lies ahead?
Interpret that as you'd like. I merely want to avoid coloring our impressions before we all have the data we need to resolve this case. My job is to reveal the truth, after all, so where possible, I like to deal strictly in facts. Besides, the only ones who truly need to know how valid my deductions are at a given opportunity at this point in time is myself.
There, you see, this is exactly why I can't stand detectives. You care more about how you plan to solve the case than you do the well-being of the people fearing for their lives. I dare say if anyone here is a cold-hearted villain, it is you, not I.
Need I remind you, Professor, that I was never the architect of any of mysteries of my own, particularly not involving murder. There's actually one other thing I've been wondering about. What could Dorothy have proposed to Adamska?
Oh, that? The mystery is not nearly so difficult. One simply need consider the difficult position Dorothy is in and her tempestuous nature to arrive at that answer. Though, of course, it would mean little if Aaron refuses to go along with it.
Oh, I'm getting woken up, guys. Getting sleepy again. It would seem we are once more out of time. Very well, one last word of advice. Now that Chris is dead, the game is well and truly afoot. Do not let your guard down. That is such a Holmes fraying. Holmes saying, I was going to say phrase and saying, and it morphed together into fraying. That's called a spoonerism. Okay. Interesting stuff. No accident. Okay, let's see what this one is. Because they're written differently, which is something interesting. Murder at the Kogetsukan. No accident nor unaccountable intuition must help the detective. Okay. No superpowers, I'm guessing. Hey, the beach. I'm sorry, how do we get here? It's about time you woke up. You missed lunch entirely, you know that? What is this place and how did I get here? This is the beach, obviously. You look so peaceful I didn't want to wake you up, so I carried you here. Oh my. I've never seen anyone sleep so soundly under a beach umbrella before. Must be nice. I don't know. I'd say Mr. Aaron and Dr. Hawthorne are giving Tanner a good run for their money. They've both been napping after that big lunch. Anyway, you might have missed lunch, but I kept some leftover sandwiches for you if you'd like. Was everyone just out here to relax? Relax? Well, yeah, there's that, but it's also a good way to stay safe. Nowhere to hide, so you can see a threat coming from a mile away. And on top of that, this warm weather pretty much ensures that people dress lightly, which makes it real easy to tell if they're carrying a weapon. Of course, you could still probably hide a tiny poison-tipped needle. Oh, look at that, look at those beach alts. And again, I didn't count on those two being the only ones that change into swimsuits. Guess everyone else is still keeping the guard up. If you ask me, they're just letting the guard down way too easily. Come on and join us, Juliet. The water's great. Hey, just how old do you think I am? It's been ages since I just splashed around like that. Oh, is that so? Because it looks to me like you're just embarrassed to wear a swimsuit in front of Tanner. Oh, shut up and leave me alone. I know I'm not about to let the sun damage my skin. I'll stay under this umbrella and enjoy a nice little nap myself. I'm gonna take a nap, even though someone might be trying to kill us.
Don't worry, you'll be fine with me here. I'll keep the whole family safe.
That's true. I guess we'll be alright with you here, Daddy. You were never so much help, were you, Daddy?
Harriet, just because it's true doesn't mean you have to say it.
You and your sister are a lot alike, huh? You think? I know we're technically twins, but we're actually fraternal. I don't see much resemblance myself. Really? Personality-wise, I think she takes after Mother. They're both really free-spirited. I'm honestly kind of jealous.
And you get your serious side from me.
Sure, Daddy. Let's just leave it at that. You're fraternal twins? Okay, that might just be... Okay, remember, there's discrepancies, right? There's discrepancies, so because of that, they might not actually... Like, they might not be as identical. Aren't you going for a swim, Lori? I got you a bathing suit and everything.
It's okay. It's more fun playing with Kane. Hey, Lori, I found some crabs over there. Crabs, be right there.
All right, just be careful. I'll be here if you need me. I don't think they'll resort to child murder in this. I think about it. Did you ever ask Dorothy about her alibi, Tanner? All right, I better do that. Dorothy, please don't take this the wrong way. You see, we've been asking everyone this. What were you doing last night? Me? I put Lori to bed around 10. I fell asleep beside her shortly and didn't wake up till the morning. Ask Laura if you like, but I don't think she'll have much to say since she fell asleep before me. Got it, thank you. I already wrote that down. You're quite welcome. What a lovely day. I had no idea the beach was so much fun. I think I'll go for a swim myself. Dorothy's sure in a good mood, isn't she?
Of course, she's a second wife. With Morris missing and Chris dead, Lori is all set to inherit control of the Goldie family. Oh! Which means her position in the family is all but secured since she's Lori's mother.
I see. That makes sense. She certainly looked like she was at a loss for words when Aaron revealed that Chris was his son. Wait, you're not saying Dorothy killed Chris, are you, Daddy?
No, I'm not saying that. It just seems to be a good motive is all.
Huh. I'm sorry, did I scare you?
No, you just startled me a bit. Is there something I can do for you, Dorothy?
Have you seen Laura anywhere? I think she ran off when I wasn't looking. She's in the crab dimension. Come to think of it, I don't see Kane anywhere either. I wonder where they've gotten to. Oh, I hope they weren't so fascinated with crabs that they got caught in an undertow. Yet never let your kids run around by the beach. Undertows are terrifying. I'll help you look for them. I'm worried about Kane, too. That would be great. Thank you, Juliet.
I'll come along, too. It'll be safer that way.
It's okay, Daddy. We're not going to go that far. We can always call for help if something happens. You stay here and keep an eye on everyone else.
All right.
I finally have you all to myself. Hey, you do know Adamska's right over there. Hey, personal space. Yo, you're so close. I can feel them on me. Oh, don't worry about that. Nobody's watching, and it's not like I'm going to cook you up and eat you. I've been wondering ever since you came along with us, what exactly are you to Juliet? We're just friends. Still singing that song, are you? There's no need to try and hide your true feelings now. Even if Morris does show up again, I'm pretty sure their engagement is off the table. Honestly, they're all so stubborn, especially Juliet. For all the fuss she made about saying she would marry him because she's the eldest, I don't think she actually meant it. Still, that's what makes Juliet so special. She's earnest, responsible, and sensitive all at once. That's why I want her to be happy. As long as she truly loves her partner, doesn't matter what sort of family they're from or what their gender is. Hey, progressive. But if you're interested, I'd be happy to entertain you myself. That's my peener. That was Juliet and Dorothy. Just as things were heating up, Juliet always did have impeccably bad timing. Alright, go on then. You should at least get there first and show her what you're made of, right? I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. Wouldn't... If Adamska's so worried about, I couldn't do anything, I'm not that good, it's this sort of stuff. But if Juliet's the eldest, that means that she would be the one to inherit the Violet family. And of course, if the Violet family is worried about being overtaken by the Goldie family, couldn't Juliet be the one who would want to, like, you know, take care of the competition and become the leader? Tanner! Oh, there's a dead body over there. Oh, really? Again? Those clothes, I think it's...
Why did you guys scream like that? Did something happen?
Oh, now it's Guimon. Where were you, Lori? You had me so worried.
Did you find a big crab or something? Did ya?
Okay, that's far enough. Trust me. You don't want to get too close. Between the blonde hair and that outfit, I'd lay odds that that's Morris's body. All kinds of stuff drifts in the ocean currents around here. From the look of him, he must have been floating out at sea for a while. I couldn't stop you ladies from getting a peek, but I'll be damned if I let anyone else see this. But I need to be sure it's him. Look, I didn't want to have to say this, but when fish come across a dead body, where do you think they start eating it? Oh god, the face? I'll give you a hint. The parts that are the softest and easiest to bite off. I don't know where. The eyes and lips. Oh! Without those, it's pretty much impossible to identify the victim. Still, want to take a look for yourself? No, that's okay. I'll take your word for it. Oh, Morris. I'm sorry to ask, but would you all mind going back to the mansion together? And, oh, would you also wake Dr. Hawthorne and send him here? Of course. Come on, Tanner. Yeah, because that means now if Morris is dead, then literally all that's left is to take out Lori, and someone from the Violet family would overpower them. Huh.
I believe the cause of death was drowning, but the body did also have some rather ugly bruises. My guess is that he was pushed into the ocean from somewhere up high. Is there anywhere on this island that might have been done? There's a cliff at the northern edge of the island. If that's where he was pushed in, it'd explain how he washed up with the tide. Given the body's hair color, build, and other physical features, it would indeed most likely Morris. But with so little of his face to confirm identity, I can't be certain. That means Morris could have just gotten some other dead body and done it up to look like himself. That's really obscure. If so, then we should still be on our guard. But no one else can get to the island, right? That's enough.
Honey?
Morris had no idea we were coming here, though. Besides, where could he have possibly gotten a look-alike corpse anyway? The last shred of hope I was clinging to is gone. My son, Morris Goldie, is dead. With Chris gone as well, the only one left to succeed me is Lori. Adamska, I've talked it over with my wife. What do you say to an engagement between my Lori and your Kane?
Engagement? Are you serious? I was hoping you'd say that, Aaron. That sounds like an excellent idea to me. Slow down. Lori's still just a child, and there's no way Kane can take over for the family. Juliet looking a bit suspicious. Almost like she doesn't want to try and murder a child.
Don't be so old-fashioned. We wouldn't have gotten them married right this instant. The important thing is that we promise to marry them in the future. You're in the Violet family's eldest daughter. You should know, as well as any of us, what would happen if our alliance falls through. Not to mention that if all we bring back is news that Morris died, there'll be rumors of the Violet family assassinating him, leading to an all-out war. This is the only option we have to avoid such a catastrophe.
I guess, but...
What about the children? Don't they get a say in this?
I don't mind marrying Kane.
You say that now, but you're still so little. We can reconsider what to do about the engagement once Lori has come of age.
I'm fine with that. I don't really get what's going on, but I'm fine with that.
I'm glad to see you understand. If only you had a better head on your shoulders. Alright then, we'll say that Morris died in an unfortunate accident. Please, don't let my son's death be in vain.
Speaking only for myself, I don't want to see Chris's death be for nothing either. So long as we can all agree to keep the truth secret, I am willing to go with this version of events.
Then it's settled. Indeed, yesterday's bitter enemy is today's dependable friend. I'm glad to count you among mine.
Now, the only thing is about my idea is that Juliet was with Harriet. However, we've never talked to Harriet. She stays away from us, it seems. Dinner was great, wasn't it? I couldn't even taste it. I'm not sick or anything, I'm just... Oh god, she's feeling guilty.
It's you two. Excellent timing. I was just searching for a fresh bottle to uncork. Care to join?
You're completely smashed already. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
Do I seem drunk to you? Actually, I'm at a loss because I can't seem to get drunk. Oh, by the way, I haven't taken you to bed before, have I?
What? You're just as gross as Morris was.
My apologies. I've been with so many women, it's impossible to keep track of them all. I must have confused you with one of my myriad one-night stands. I was born with a condition that makes it difficult to meet for have children, you see. That gave me an excuse to spread my seed quite a bit when I was still a young man. Oh my god, what? What? Sure. If all you want to do is brag about your conquests, I'll be leaving. Oh yes, sorry about that, but I did settle down a bit after Laurie was born. I came to understand how reprehensible my behavior was.
Even if you feel bad about it now, that certainly doesn't change what you did.
Yes, you're right. Perhaps losing both Morris and Chris in such quick succession is the punishment I deserve.
I didn't mean it that way.
Thank you, Juliet. I no longer feel like drinking. I'll just go ahead and turn in for the night.
Hey, Tanner, why don't we go get some night air? Oh, a cliff, huh? Taking me out to a cliff. Wow, full moon, it's beautiful. Hey, yeah, it's so bright, it's almost dazzling. Yo, CG? Yo, what? Holy crap. That is proper CG art. Whoa, wild. You know, Tanner, I'm really glad you're here with me. Even though I haven't been able to do anything for you? It's not about that. That's just hindsight. I've been so anxious ever since this arranged marriage came up, but too scared to do anything about it, except murder everyone. But having you here and seeing you get sad or angry on my behalf has made me feel so much better. Besides, you stayed with me after all my other friends left. That's meant so much to me. Even if I had ended up married to Morris, I think I could have handled it, just knowing that you were there for me. Yo, would we cuck Morris? The engagement may be over now, but I'm grateful to you for everything. Thank you, Tanner. Hey, can I tell you something else? Nah. I'm starting to get sleepy. I'm sorry, it's hitting me. Oh, there I go. Huh, what's wrong? Tanner? Tanner? If I come up and she's like, everyone around me dies, and it's like, okay, well.
Oh, good, it seems you're still alive. So what happened this time?
Well. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ha, whoop, whoop, whoop.
I see. So you conked out just when you and Juliet were having a moment. Of course, it would also sound like you and Eva were having a moment of your own before circumstances intervened, eh?
Romantic moments on the beach. Was that your way of getting ready for summer, Senpai? Oh, hey, it's coming up.
No, that was nothing like that. Remember, this is not Mr. Tanner's story.
Oh, right.
At any rate, it seems these latest developments played out how we expected.
I concur, although... A full moon, eh? Huh? Why is that interesting?
I'm afraid that we'll have to wait, Miss Carrie-Light. First, I need to ask Tanner something. Did you notice or feel anything odd before you passed out?
Didn't cough up blood or anything like that.
I see. It was most likely a sleeping pill or paralyzing agent then, not a lethal poison. I believe we can rule out Juliet as a suspect in this case. She would not need to feign concern about you while you two were alone after all.
Oh, geez, am I wrong? Okay, so... You're right. Holmes said not Juliet? Question mark? Wait. The only thing I can think of is, if the next target is Juliet, then Harriet would be the one. Quite the opposite, in fact. That would be the time for her to show her true colors. True, that's what I was expecting out there.
Have you no heart, man? Surely we can't take Juliet's feelings at face value.
I only mean that I would not consider someone's sex as a factor determining whether or not they can be trusted. I must say, though, I never thought to see the day when a criminal extols the virtue of trust. I still don't understand why Senpai was targeted. Was it also just a spur-of-the-moment decision?
I expect it as a natural consequence of the investigation. The two families may have finalized their alliance by betrothing their children, but having the killer's identity remain a mystery is sure to create tensions. More importantly, the killer will not want to live in constant fear of discovery, so a scapegoat would solve both of those issues nicely. As an outsider, Tanner is the most obvious choice. In which case, the killer may mean to kill Tanner and frame him for their own crimes.
Professor, how could you even say that? That's horrible.
Please don't be angry with me, I'm merely offering a possibility.
I'm inclined to agree with the professor in this instance. If there's any consolation to be had, it's that our culprit won't be attempting anything sufficiently violent that it might easily be seen as foul play. They would need to falsify a note to make his murder appear to be a suicide, or the whole endeavor would be quite pointless. For example, they could strangle him to death and then cover it up by making it seem as though he hanged himself, but an autopsy would spoil that bit of trickery. Then again, if the culprit were the one performing the autopsy, then such a cover-up would be quite easy. Don't you agree, Professor?
You do understand that Dr. Hawthorne and I are quite separate people, yes? Having said that, I hope you will not hold it against me if he turns out to be the killer.
Yup. Going back. Oh, here I go. Senpai?
Well, now, it seems he's finally reached the point where he simply falls asleep without any premonitory signs whatsoever. Speaking's hard. Of course, if Tanner's still falling asleep, that must mean the person he's inhabiting is still alive. At least we can be happy about that. Wouldn't you agree, Detective?
He's thinking. Benedict Cumberbuns is thinking. Are you awake now? Thank goodness. I was just about to get Dr. Hawthorne. Did you carry me here all by yourself? I'm completely exhausted. I don't even know how I did it. Ben will be really sore tomorrow. I thought about leaving you on the beach to call for help, but I couldn't leave you out there at the mercy of the wolves or the killer. Look at the time. We better get to sleep. I guess so, then. Would you walk me to my room? I still have no idea about what's really going on in this case. But as Senpai's support team, we need to figure out some way to help him crack it.
My apologies, but there's something I need to take care of immediately. Do hold down the fort while I'm gone, will you?
Huh? Holmes?
I fear I truly don't have the time to explain right now. Feel free to direct any questions to the professor. The full moon, eh?
Quite so, Professor. What's with the moon? Full moon? Oh, don't unplug the microphone. How could the full moon be a part of this? Has the moon been brought up? Well, Kogetsukan means the crescent moon, right? Alright, tell me, Professor, what was Holmes talking about?
I must admit that solving plots is not really my forte. I am more in the business of creating them. And my own strong preference makes me disinclined to explain what that crackpot may be thinking. But for you, young Mash, I suppose an exception could be made. Holmes and I are both working with the same information this time, so all I need to do in this case was fit those pieces of the puzzle together. We would naturally both arrive at the same conclusion unless he were delirious with fever or the like.
Then you know where Holmes went, Professor? You both mentioned the full moon. He's not planning to go there, is he?
No, Mash, don't be silly, though I imagine Holmes might find the notion amusing. I'll explain about the moon in due time. Unfortunately, Tanner was only awake for a short while this time, so we were unable to warn him.
That's true. There was something I wanted Senpai to look into as well.
Oh, and what might that be?
Well, nobody's come out and said it, but it sounded to me like Anne might be Chris's mother. Huh.
Yes, that certainly seems likely. One could tell as much from her behavior.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I imagine Aaron must have entrusted Chris to the mother after refusing to take him in himself.
So then Anne lost her son, too. We have to solve this case quickly before anyone else dies. Is there anything else, Professor?
There is indeed Chris's dying message, though there may not be much point in bringing it up now. At any rate, assuming this message was indeed meant to point to the killer, we cannot assume he would simply write the killer's name. A defining attribute of the killer wound would more than suffice. Personally, I think he meant to write Mom.
Oh, ho, ho! Mom? But how would that point to the culprit?
It may not be a complete message, but it's also only 3 letters, making it much easier to write out than a full name. Though it's unfortunate, Chris evidently failed to finish writing that, given the false impression that it was actually more.
Mom. Wait a minute, if Chris was talking about his own mom... Does that mean Anne is out to kill Senpai right now? Well, good night, Tanner. Excuse me, Tanner. Could I have a word with you? What's this about? Don't worry. It's only take a moment. Ooh! Owie. This is the longest thing I've ever played in this game. This is kind of sick. This is actually really cool. I'm going to be honest. The detective must not himself commit the crime. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna double check the original is oh yeah, this is the same. The detective must not himself commit the crime. So okay, the criminal must be mentioned somewhere in the early part, but must not be anyone whose thoughts the reader have been allowed to follow. That's interesting. All supernatural or preternatural agencies are ruled out. No more than one secret room and passage. No hitherto undiscovered poisons. We need to think about that. No Chinaman. And finally, no accent must ever help the detective, nor must he ever have an unaccountable intuition which proves him to be right. Okay, good, you're awake. I apologize for getting a bit rough with you earlier. Yo, what is this place? Wu found some strange powder on the table as he was cleaning up last night. I figured someone had attempted a poisoning, but we needed to find the victim before we went searching about for the poisoner. Sis and I split up to see how everyone was doing, and she found you looking sick. We needed you to throw up as quickly as possible, so as I said, I'm afraid I had to get a bit... Oh, she just punched me in the gut. Okay. Sis, I've been watching over you ever since she carried you in here. I already cleaned up the mess you made when you threw it up. It doesn't look like there are any after effects, so might have just been a sleeping pill. But even a sleeping pill can be dangerous. If you'd been taking a bath when it kicked in, you'd be dead. Oh. What if we were gonna go to the ocean? Huh. It'll be morning soon and our ride is coming around noon. If we can hold out till then, we should be able to go home safely. So we're gonna stay up and keep an eye on things. If you need help, just holler and I'll come running. Huh. Okay, it's the day. Oh, good morning. You look awful. Did you get enough sleep last night? I tried, but I woke up real early. Well, at least you look better now that you did than you did when we said goodnight. Oh, by the way, don't you dare tell anyone about last night. Oh! So you want to keep it our little secret? Look, just forget it ever happened, okay? Now come on, let's go. I think it'd be safer if we all stayed together anyway. Okay, well, we're all here. That's everybody. Morning, Tanner. Oh, you too, Miss Juliet. You look tired, Wu. Why don't you get some rest? Thanks, but don't worry about me. I can stay up for 3 days straight if I feel like it. Though I'll admit I'm feeling sleepier now that you're all here. It's a lot easier keeping an eye on everyone when you're all in one place. The doorbell? But we're all here, aren't we? Is it Morris?
Is that our ride?
Definitely not. My people would never ignore my orders.
No one's coming in. Is this a prank?
Well, someone's outside. The only one I can think of that might pull this kind of thing is that detective. Wait here. I'll be right back. Huh. I'm back, and I've got bad news. I hate to tell you this now, but Sheringham's body is missing. I didn't think he would die there. What did you say? You're kidding. Since when? I didn't notice sooner because I was wrapped up in the sheets. When I took another look, it looked to be a bunch of logs. I don't know when the body was swapped out, but there's no shortage of wood outside they could have used. You didn't do anything wrong, Wu. I wouldn't have thought to keep an eye on dead bodies either.
What's the meaning of this, Anne? Are you saying Sheringham is the one behind all this?
Wait a dang second. We carried him down with Dr. Hawthorne. If Dr. Hawthorne was the one Dr. Hawthorne was the one who checked it. And when we went down, he's like,
Can you please take the legs?
Dr. Hawthorne knew he probably wasn't dead. I heard stories of dead people coming back to life, but wait. Hang on, I just had a crazy thought. Mr. Adamska, yesterday suggested the killer could have swapped in a body to make us think Morris was dead when he wasn't, right?
That's right, but we dismissed it because we figured the killer had no way of getting a substitute body.
That's right, but then, if the killer did have a body on hand, they could have swapped it in. If Morris took Sheringham's body from the basement, dyed his hair blonde, then let the fish do the rest. Don't know about that one, Chief. Could anyone actually do something so terrible? Where would they get blonde hair dye?
Even if this means Morris is still alive, I can't be particularly happy about this, considering it means that my son has started down a truly monstrous path, opposed to me, who laid every woman he's seen.
It's too soon to jump to conclusions. Sheringham himself could be the killer for all we know. Whoever it is, we need to find them and make them pay. Let's split up and search outside. Are you trying to put our guests' lives in danger, Wu? Our ride will be here at noon. All we have to do is wait for them to arrive. Come on, sis, you know as well as I do that we can't let the killer stay here and get away with this.
I admit, I don't like the idea of letting these events stay a mystery either. I'd also like to know the truth if possible.
Alright, then let's use these last few hours we have to find the killer. That said, we can't bring the women and children along with us. In that case, I'll stay behind in case the killer comes back and tries to take hostages.
Ooh, I want to go on the manhunt too.
Kane, no you can't. Come on, Tanner, back me up on this. Why don't we go together, then? Ugh, you're too soft on him. But I guess that's also what's so great about you.
Alright then, I'll keep them both safe myself.
Then it's settled.
Come on, we don't have any time to waste.
Be careful, Tanner.
Alright, we'll look over here. Thank goodness there was a hunting rifle around, though with my aim, I'm afraid it would be a little more than a security blanket. If you do find Morris, would you mind sparing his life? I at least want to ask him why he did all this.
Alright, you guys be careful out there. Okay, we're gonna go check out that area. The doc took the only hunting rifle we've got, but we won't need a gun with me around.
Oh, do you know Kung Fu? Jeet Kune Do? Wing Chun? I want to see.
I'm afraid the only moves I know are lethal attacks. Trust me, they're not very entertaining to watch. Gotcha! Oh man, it's those wolves again. Sorry, Tanner, but I'm gonna need a little time to drive them off. Can you take the kid and hide somewhere? I don't want you two getting hurt by mistake.
I'll hide. Here we go. It should be safe over here.
Let's make sure we stay out of sight.
Oh, I agree. Whatever happens now, everyone will just write it off as an unfortunate accident.
Kane, you sound different.
I've been putting on an act up until now. This is the real me. Not even Father knows about this. So any last words before I kill you? Dying out here on a remote island all alone? Honestly, I almost feel sorry for you.
Hey, wait, what?
Well then, now seems like an opportune time to make my entrance. I simply cannot allow this to continue.
Aw, dang. Sheringham is alive. Interesting. Also, hey, we get to play a little bit with Sherlock, which is going to be cool. Wonder if we can't get his noble phantasm, which is a bit of a shame. I wonder what his would be. Yeah, he has no meter. So we gotta fight Mephistopheles. What are those things around him? Are they... Oh, they're magnifying glasses. Okay, Seal Noble Phantasm. Well, he doesn't have any, so we're just gonna use it. I mean, it makes sense because of the fact that these are just humans, right? That makes sense. I don't need to turn up the gather rate. Don't need to worry about that. Buster Up is not super necessary. HP return each. I'm gonna turn that on next turn. Okay, let's see here. Beams of light, using the cane as a sword. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, I like his moveset. Okay, now we'll put on the HP restore. We'll also put on a Buster Up. Okay, so let's go Buster. Some more quicks for crits. The word omoshiroi has been completely destroyed for me thanks to the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Dr. Eggman saying it was not something I expected. Okay. That's it. That's cool. I like his moveset. Well, that was a nice little preview of him. I love a ruler class, you know? I really need one. We got that. Complete quests. Yeah, there we go. Why is there so many missions? Where are all these missions coming from? I need to check on that. Also, I thought this would be over in 2 parts. It seems like this will need to be a 3-parter. Okay. Weekly complete quests 5 times. 3. Okay, so we need to defeat good servants, 8 servants. Oh, he was this servant. Very interesting. Very interesting, you know? Okay. Alright, so next time we'll be finishing it and casting our vote. So I will see you next time for some more for the finale of the Murder at the Kogetsukan. This mission is so cool. It honestly doesn't deserve to be this cool, but it is. So we'll see you next time for that, guys. Ciao.